But with Texas bats heating up, conventional wisdom might be out the door and over the fence. The Rangers will counter with an ace of their own. C.J. Wilson tries to bring home a win as Fireworks Friday begins on KCA 21 right now. Young Justin Smoke, part of a, old-fashioned slugfest last night. His indoctrination into Ranger baseball, if you will. A 13-12 win for the Rangers yesterday. Justin Smoke had one of the home runs, and tonight, on a great night for baseball here in Arlington, Game 2 of a 4-game series, it's Kansas City against the first place Texas Rangers. And we welcome you to Texas Ranger baseball tonight on KCA 21. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Josh Lewin. We do not expect 25 total runs in this game tonight. That's because of who's on the mound.
Yeah, if you have 25 runs tonight, boys, something strange happened. Must be a large gust of wind coming in. Zach Greinke is last year's Cy Young Award winner. I think many people would pick him as one of the 3 best pitchers in baseball. He's 0-3 this year, but he's got a solid earned run average. Very tough to hit. CJ making the conversion out of the bullpen has been terrific. His ERA is 3rd in the American League. Pitching great baseball for the Rangers. You like an old-fashioned pitcher's duel, this should be it tonight.
Yeah, 13-12 was very much yesterday. We're expecting a little different result tonight with Greinke. As we mentioned, he's really fun to watch. C.J. Wilson obviously getting the job done and how. And speaking of getting the job done, last night, late side, Josh Hamilton first, Vlad Guerrero second. The Rangers rallied for that 13-12 win. Encore. First pitch is next. Ford is the best in Texas. By Standard Insurance, call 1-800-929-2424. And by AT&T. See what's new from AT&T. Go to att.com for details. That about says it from last night. The Rangers had a pregame hitters-only meeting, and Clint Hurdle, the Rangers' esteemed hitting coach, basically told the guys it's time to step it up. And they did. They scored 13 runs, and it came in a timely fashion because Kansas City chose last night to break out and score 12.
Well, it was an amazing game. You hate to lose an 8-run lead, but you really hate to lose the ball game, and the Rangers didn't. They came back against one of the better closers in the league with those 2 home runs in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs and brought home a winner, and Neftali closed it out with some overpowering stuff. So it was a nice win, but kind of strange one along the way.
David DeJesus will lead things off tonight against Ron Washington's team. The Rangers are 15-14. They are tied for first in the AL West. Kansas City dropped to 11-18 with that very tough loss for them last night. Now their closer out there trying to save it in the 8th, and it gave up back-to-back home runs. Here's the scouting report on CJ.
He's had 5 starts, 1.65 ERA, pretty much speaks for itself. Sunday against Seattle, he had a no decision, but he pitched very well in that game. 7 innings, only gave up 1 earned run. Quality starts in all 5 games this year.
No Ranger has started with 6 in a row since Kevin Brown in 1993. C.J. Wilson was 12. Last time out for C.J. Wilson, a career-high 114 pitches, that against Seattle. On the ground to third for Michael Young. After David DeJesus, Scott Podsednik comes up, the West Texas native. And the entire Royals batting order coming at you 1 through 9. DeJesus, Podsednik, and Billy Butler, a very underrated first baseman. Guillen and Callaspo, Aviles and Kendall. Mitch Meyer and Unieski Betancourt rounded out for Trey Hillman. Trey Hillman's going to have his #1 uniform retired by the University of Texas Arlington this weekend.
Very nice honor.
They picked this weekend because they knew Trey would be here with his KC Royals. There's a dart from CJ. Strike 1 at Podsednik. Trey Hillman now wears number 88 as the Kansas City Royals manager. Kinsler's got to hurry. Podsednik barely out. He really can move.
He gets down there quick, boy. And he was out of the batter's box at full speed. He charged it, and right here goes, whoa, I got to get it there quick, and guns it over there. Whoa, that's a close play. Nice pitch by CJ. Little slider, got him to hit it right off the end of the bat.
Getting ground balls to tell you that CJ is on his game. Billy Butler comes up next. He had a 2-run home run yesterday.
Doesn't look like the wind will play as much a factor as it did last night. I thought Butler's ball really benefited from the wind last night. The one that Vlad hit to left sure didn't matter. The one that Podsednik hit in the upper deck didn't matter. Josh's was in the upper deck. They probably went a little farther because of the wind, but they would have been gone anyway.
It came down to, the Josh Hamilton and Vlad Guerrero back-to-back shots. It's the first time ever Joakim Soria has given up back-to-back home runs. Isn't that something?
Well, it looked like a pretty simple save for him, even though it was going to be an inning and a third. Nobody on base.
He hadn't pitched in 5 days, and he ran into that guy, Big Bad Vlad, with 2 go-ahead home runs in the back third of the game. Josh had the game-tying home run. Made it 12-12. Ball 4 to Butler. Keeping in mind that everybody who walked yesterday scored. 5 Royals and 3 Rangers. Coaches and managers tell you all the time, don't walk a guy. They always tend to come around and score. And it's usually not always. It's usually a bit of an exaggeration, but not last night. Everybody who walked scored.
There's a much better chance of that walk scoring when it's a leadoff walk or a walk with nobody out. And a lot of those were walks early in the count.
Jose Guillen lifting one to center. Bourbone's got the range. And C.J. Wilson, a nice quick 11-pitch first inning. The reigning Cy Young Award winners on the mound for Kansas City. Elvis Andrus will face him when we come back. Tool tonight between C.J. Wilson and Zach Greinke, but we haven't seen Greinke pitch quite yet. We're about to. Elvis Andrus set to lead off against him. Will do so with a 7-game hitting streak. Michael Young follows, and Hamilton and Guerrero, the home run heroes from yesterday. Kinsler and Murphy, Smoke, and trainer Julio Bourbon trying to get it going now, hitting 184. Has only one walk all year. And facing a guy that hardly ever walks anybody, Zach Greinke with that pinpoint control, the Cy Young hardware. But what he doesn't have yet, Mr. Grieve, is a win.
No, he doesn't. And it's not because of his pitching. It's just because they haven't scored many runs for him. 39 innings, only 7 walks, 33 strikeouts. That's pretty much par for the course for Greinke. And Sunday was pretty much par for the course this season. Gave up a home run to Evan Longoria. Pitched an 8-inning complete game and lost 1-0 through 87 pitches in that game. And of course, he's last year's Cy Young Award winner.
Only 16 wins. That's not a lot for a Cy Young winner, but a league best 2.16 ERA. And Tom, in his 16 wins, his ERA was 1. He did not mess around last year.
Well, one of those wins was a shutout of the Rangers. 10 strikeouts, no walks. That was back in April.
He faced the Rangers twice last year, struck out 10 both times. And if you go back even further, I mean, just to further cement his credentials tonight, his last 7 games against the Rangers, including a couple in relief, you're talking 36 innings, 3 runs, and 42 strikeouts. On the ground to third, and Kayaspo wings it across. There's one out. Kansas City defensively has Podsednik in left, Meyer in center, DeJesus in right. David DeJesus hasn't made an error in 179 games. That's the Kansas City record. Jason Kendall brought in to shore up the catching situation. $16-8 last year for Greinke for a team that otherwise went 49-89. Well, by far, he was the best thing they had. Second in the league in strikeouts last year as well, behind Justin Verlander. Young sends one to right field.
Maybe last night.
Yep, but not tonight.
Not tonight.
David DeJesus has got it. Michael was on base 4 times in the game yesterday. Again, just a thrilling, bizarre 13-12 win that gave the Rangers a share of first place again.
Greinke has exceptional stuff. That's pretty obvious. His fastball is anywhere from 90 to 95. Can tune it up if he needs to. There's a really good slider, pinpoint control. There's a curveball.
Hamilton's a believer. He's now 0 for 14 lifetime against the greatness of Greinke. It's a 9-pitch inning, and we are scoreless at the end of 1. third member of our broadcast team. We say hello to Julie Dobbs.
Yes, Josh, thanks so much. I'm here in the TXA 21 and Texas Rangers Foundation Community Corner, and we're here with a very special guest. This is Stephanie Higgins, and she's the Assistant Child Care Director at the Vogel Alcove. Now, Stephanie, tell us a little bit about what the Vogel Alcove is.
Well, you know, Julie, 24% of the homeless population in Dallas are children. And so we served children 6 weeks to 6 years old in our Child Development Center.
That sounds great. And if people want to help out, I'm sure y'all could use some help. Where should they go? Who should they call to get involved?
Our website is vogelalcove.org. And our telephone number is 214-368-8686.
Thank you so much. That sounds like a great cause. Josh, we'll send it back to you.
Michael Young sends it to Justin Smoke. Thank you, Julie. And C.J. Wilson continues to rip right through it here. Alberto Callasco grounding out. C.J. in this ballpark last year did something really remarkable. 40 innings of work, only 3 runs allowed. And this year, kind of more of the same. He's at 14 innings and only 2 runs allowed. It kind of goes against the conventional wisdom that you're not supposed to be able to pitch in this facility.
Well, if you keep the ball down, make it sink and get ground balls, it's certainly in your favor. No doubt about that.
Avila sends one back this way, foul.
Good cutter right there. Got in on his fists.
From out of the bullpen and into the rotation for this year, what a fantastic transition CJ has made. We're probably past the point, obviously, of calling this an experiment. And CJ has absolutely cemented this thing. Third best ERA in the league.
See it.
He has struck out Mike Aviles.
Well, I loved CJ, whether he was the closer or the setup man. But looking at him in the first 6 starts, I think he's better as a starter than he has been as well as he's pitched in the league. And he's just able to utilize his repertoire of pitches better. As a reliever, I think you have to concentrate more on 1 or 2 pitches, come in and throw your 15 pitches, throw strikes, not much margin for error. As a starter, you can experiment a little more. And I think he does do that. Uses his sinker, his cutter, his curveball, his changeup. It just seems like with his style and his repertoire of pitches, he should be a starter.
He likes to have the ability to do that mad scientist thing, to kind of tinker a little bit, see if he can, you know, take a little bit off of that, a little bit more of that.
And that's who, you know, that's his personality and that's his character and that's who he is. So why not be a starting pitcher where he can do that? Take advantage of that. Well, Kendall's having a pretty good year, but you don't want to walk him. He's not a home run threat. 2 quick outs in the first, and then C.J. walked Butler. He's a little more of a threat, but Kendall's a pretty good threat to get a base hit, but not a home run. You definitely don't want to throw a 4-pitch walk to him.
That is the one thing when C.J. was asked to kind of look inside at how he's done so far as a starter, and he kind of deflected the talk of a top 5 ERA. He knew exactly how many walks he had allowed. That's 13, now 14 tonight. And that was his self-critique. He knows that's too many.
You take those walks away and you get a couple of quick outs instead of 2 walks, and CJ's got 2 innings and about 16 or 17 pitches.
CJ's 29 now. I think there's a perception out there that he's still, kind of a young lefty. Not that 29 is ancient or anything, but
CJ's been in the big leagues for 5 or 6 years, and the way he keeps in shape and takes care of himself, he can pitch 10 more years. He's kind of right solidly in the sweet spot of his career right here.
Oh, and when Kenny Rogers made the transition from 4 years in the bullpen to jumping into the starting rotation, he had 14 more great years after that.
That's right. And they're pretty similar in the way they look and the way that they take care of themselves.
Kenny's hair ever get that long, though, or no?
I don't know if Kenny ever went with a long hair look. Kenny definitely didn't talk about quantum physics, though.
This is true. Good jump. Doesn't matter. Strikeout. Down goes Mitch Meyer.
Much better golfer than CJ.
Oh, there's many comparisons we can make. Let's just show you the strikeout, and we'll move along. 0-0, bottom two coming up. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota moving forward. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Vlad Guerrero doing it. One more time. Out of here. 3 in a row. Back to yesterday.
Greinke made a big mistake right there. He hung on a curveball. And I think Greinke knows if you throw him a slow curveball, you better bounce it in the ground. You keep it up above the knees, and it's going to be hit hard somewhere. I think that's the first curveball Greinke's thrown. It's been fastballs with pinpoint control, sliders with pinpoint control, and then probably the one guy you just can't hang a curveball to is Vladimir. That's just a pitch he would love to have back. Probably be the last pitch he throws like that today.
He's got home runs on 3 of his last 4 swings now, going back to yesterday. This is Reggie Jackson stuff in the World Series we're talking about.
Well, I'd be willing to bet if he sees that pitch 3 more times tonight, he's going to have a 4 home run night. He can't miss that pitch. It's just not in the cards for him. The only question was, would it be high enough to get over the wall?
Vlad Guerrero is now a lifetime .409 hitter in this ballpark. .460 this year. You talk about feeling at home as Kinsler is going to ground to second. And Vlad's had some interesting things to say about that whole concept too, I think, Tag.
Yeah, he just says when he steps in the plate, he just feels like this is his ballpark. I don't know that he can explain it, whether it's the atmosphere, the fact that the ball carries well on a lot of nights, the hitter's background, exactly what it is. He just knows when he steps in the box, he likes it in this ballpark. Just makes him feel like he's going to hit.
The first 44 games he ever played against the Rangers, he had a hit, including 22 in this ballpark. And, you know, it's a chicken and the egg kind of argument. Did he, arrive here and decide I like it? Or did after 22 successful games here, did he just kind of realize that this is for me?
Yeah, I'd probably favor the latter. But probably a little bit of the first one, too. It probably just likes the feel of this ballpark.
So nice to see him doing it for the Rangers instead of to the Rangers.
No kidding. Well, when the Angels look at the box scores last week, they've got to be going, whoa, did we make a decision on Vlad that might not be in our best interest?
Not that Hideki Matsui's having a bad year, but boy, they paid a lot to get him. And he's certainly not having this season, hitting .345 with 6 jacks and 24 runs batted in. Murphy fouls it. You know, there's so many guys. You saw Nelly Cruz right there. They grew up in the Dominican Republic, and Vlad Guerrero was a big deal. Nelson Cruz heard the whispers when he was a young player. Hey, he's kind of like a young Vlad Guerrero, and he was so honored to hear that. Now he's got the best seat in the house playing with Vlad. Nelly had some interesting things to say, actually, too, about the whole Dominican influence with the Rangers. The Rangers have so many Dominican players now, and Nelson pointed out that, you know, years ago, like when he was growing up, as Murphy sends one to left, and that is a fair ball, a base hit for David. He had 2 doubles yesterday. He's got another one tonight. And Ted, just to finish the thought, Nelson Cruz was a big Montreal Expos fan of all things growing up because there were so many Dominican players on the Montreal Expos, including Vlad Guerrero. Nelly reports that now in the Dominican, it's a big deal to be a Texas Rangers fan.
I would think so. And it's a great environment. I think that's one of the things that Vladimir has said he loves about our organization is he really feels comfortable here. Not that he was treated poorly in Anaheim. They loved him there, and he loved it there. But he's got a comfort zone here because we've got a lot of Latin players. They look up to him. They have fun. It just makes it more comfortable to play when you've got that kind of an environment.
Quietly, Justin Smoke, a 6-game hitting streak.
The one thing, though, we don't see Vladimir in, and that's that card game right behind us on the team playing.
Smoke tees off and drives it to center. That ball jumps to the warning track. Near the wall, run down by Meyer.
Well, that's too bad. If he hit that last night, it's going over the camera there in left center field. Well hit ball. Good inning for the Rangers against Zach Greinke. Home run, a hard hit double, and a line shot 400 feet to center field.
And just to go back to your thought too, yeah, I mean the Rangers do have a very lively card game going on the airplanes, and we had heard about Vlad from all of his teammates in Anaheim that he's just a very quiet, very to himself kind of guy. He's happy. He's not unfriendly, but he's just very happy, just kind of doing his own thing. Have the headphones on, just kind of chill all by himself. Maiceras Torres said in spring training there's only 3 things Guerrero ever talks about. It's family, baseball, and whatever merengue music's in the headphones. That's a strike to Matt Trainer. And the thing about Vlad that I think we all kind of need to understand, too, he came from the most modest set of circumstances imaginable. No electricity, no running water for months at a time. A hurricane blew the roof off the family shack, leaving only one room intact for about a year and a half. So 7 people lived as in the one room for about 18 months. High fly ball from Trainer. And Betancourt will drop it. The Rangers get around. Trainer into second base. A sloppy, careless play by Betancourt. And what a gift. The Rangers have 2 runs off of Greinke.
That was so routine, I didn't even see it happen. I just looked down to put it in my scorecard and never saw it. That's about as routine a pop-up as you can get right there. And he one-handed it, dropped his arm, his glove down to his shoulder. And you want to play like that, it's fine, but you better catch it, otherwise it doesn't look too good. And that's as routine a play as you can get, and he could catch it behind his back most of the time. But that time, he nonchalanted it, and he missed it.
Bourbon down the third base line and foul.
And the good thing is on that pop-up, Matt ends up at second. He didn't come close to catching that ball.
It's like he was still looking off to a distant point. I mean, that the ball was hitting the glove, and his eyes were still way up in the air.
You're right. He really didn't look the ball into the glove, as they say. He knows it. He's upset. He's trying hard out there.
Sure, Zach Greinke's not real thrilled.
I don't think so. Not too thrilled about the curveball he hung to Vladimir either.
Nope. Bourbon down 0-2. Well, that extra run in a game like this one, that could be huge. CJ's got that little extra cushion now. Blocked by Kendall. We talked about this yesterday. The Royals last year allowed 22 more wild pitches than any other team in the league. And they just kind of looked around and said, all right, who can we bring in to make sure that doesn't happen again? Greinke doesn't have many innings where he throws as many as 20 pitches, but he was steered into one right here. Tone was set by the very first pitch of the inning, the one hammered out of here by Vlad. Bourbon, only one walk all year. And Greinke has only walked a handful here in 2010.
Greinke's only walked one in his last 22 innings.
This would really be a weird inning. We can stamp it as such if Bourbon walks against Greinke.
A changeup from Greinke. His changeup looks exactly like his fastball. Like 8 or 9 miles an hour less, though.
Three-two comes again. Another foul by Julio. Low walk total last year as well. One of many things Greinke did well. Remember, he started last year 5-0 at an ERA of half a run. 5-0, 0.49 actually through 5 starts. And this year he's not 5-0, he's 0-3. Great battle by Julio Bourbon. We're going to see a 9th pitch from Greinke to Bourbon. The Florida native, Zach Greinke, will bring it. And Bourbon hits it to left for Podsednik. And that's it. But the Rangers score twice against the reigning Cy Young winner. Vlad Guerrero has 3 home runs in the last 4 pitches to him going back to last night. Wilson will show you the updated Ford leaderboard. Right now, CJ has pushed his down to 1.56. He was matched up against a guy who was at 1.29 in his last start. It was some kind of ball game in Seattle. 1-0 into the ninth. Wilson's going to start with the almost unwalkable Yuniesky Betancourt, though shockingly he did draw 2 last night, tying a career high. Betancourt just had that drop that led to a run in the top of the inning. I'm sure he's eager to get that back, maybe too eager. He's down 0-2.
Well, CJ threw him a nice sequence of pitches there. He threw him a sinker that tailed away on the outside corner, and then a hard slider that came in toward him, down and in.
The Cuban defector, Yuniesky Betancourt, former Seattle Mariner. Betancourt defected and had to sit around for a year while waiting for his paperwork to get done. He missed a full calendar year of baseball because of red tape, essentially. Had a couple of real good seasons for Seattle. On the ground, deep in the hole, as Elvis Andrus will not have a play. Betancourt is on. And the first hit allowed by C.J. Wilson.
They threw him a changeup. Betancourt was out in front, hit it off the end of the bat, found a hole. Elvis wouldn't have had a play anyway.
Now the top of the order, David DeJesus, who did not start in the game yesterday, came on as a pinch runner. Last night, Tag, was only the 6th time ever that the Rangers won a game when allowing as many as 12 runs. Ooh, that one in and hitting DeJesus. It's the 2nd time that C.J. Wilson has hit DeJesus in the last couple of years. C.J. does tend to hit lefties. I'm not exactly sure why that is. These pitchers are kind of right in on the lefties.
Well, his ball naturally tails into a lefty, and so when he's trying to throw the ball in, sometimes it just gets away from him and keeps on tailing in. A little infield hit and a hit batter. Kansas City's in business right now.
Scott Podsednik leads the American League in sacrifice bunts. He's got a half a dozen already. Let's see if that's what Trey Hellman orders up.
He's hitting, 380 limited at bats against lefties, but this might be a bunt situation.
Of course, swinging away yesterday, he hit a 3-run home run. In fact, he went upper tank. It's a guy that once had a 600 at bat regular season without a home run. He's had 2 on this road trip for Kansas City. There's the bunt. CJ's got it. And no play at first because nobody was covering. In fact, Ian Kinsler had the palm out as if to say, no, don't throw it. I'm not anywhere near the bag.
Yeah, there's no way anyone could get there that quick. Smoke is charging, and you can see Ian's going back over to cover first, but there's no way he could get there in time to do that. So that's a nice at-bat right there for CJ. You keep the men at first and second. You keep the double play in order for a guy who's hit into a lot of double plays. Butler's hit into 9 double plays already this season.
I vote for a nice round number like 10.
Make it 10.
Nope, instead it's going to be pounded into right. Murphy is going to play it on a couple of hops, and the Royals are on the board. It's 2-1.
Well, he threw him a cutter and jammed him. It's just a little blooper. You got an infield dribbler, a blooper to right, and a hit batter, and it's 1 run. Still 2 men on.
Double play still in order, but Jose Guillen, the batter, and he's had some pretty good swings in the past against CJ. In fact, tonight hit one of the warning track. Well, Guillen had an interesting September and October, huh? A scary September and October. He was hospitalized, had pain in his legs, and they weren't quite sure what was up with that, and it turned out it was blood clots, and they kept him for 20 days in the hospital. He lost a lot of weight during that time. He said he thought he was going in just, kind of get checked out. He's in a hospital bed for 3 weeks. Now one up and outside. Rangers striking with 2 in the bottom of the second inning. 1 run scoring on an error, the other on another Vlad Guerrero home run. Again, that gives him 3 homers in his last 3 at bats. That ball yanked down by Elvis Andrus. What a play. And DeJesus had to scramble back because Elvis was ready to double him off.
Well, you get a little hit with a blooper, but then you take one away with a line shot, so maybe they did even out. If you're Guillen, you're not too happy with your night so far. You've got a 380-foot line drive to center and a line shot. Could have been an RBI single, and Elvis takes it right away from you. That's not fun.
Now Alberto Callaspo had the game-tying home run last night off of Chris Ray. There's that cutter, no swing. Underrated season for Callaspo. Nobody ever talks about this guy, but he's hitting .296. He's got 5 home runs. He had a pair of 3-run home runs in a game at Minnesota a couple weeks ago.
He's got 5 home runs. All of them have been left-handed. He's got more at-bats left-handed as well.
Alex Gordon was supposed to be their third baseman for the next decade and a half, but he's now back in Omaha learning how to be an outfielder instead.
He's got 11 extra base hits. 10 of them have come left-handed.
Batting as a righty, trying to dunk one in a left, but it hangs in the air for Hamilton, and the inning is over. The Royals do get 1. Rangers lead by 1. Bottom 3 coming up. Baseball tonight, coming to you from Arlington, and it's brought to you by Budweiser with full flavor and a crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. Top of the order for the Rangers, Elvis Andrus. We'll look at a strike from Zach Greinke, and the Rangers already tonight have as many runs off of Greinke in 2 innings than they had against him in 2 starts a year ago. And the fans probably know not to be in the concessions line when Vlad Guerrero's turn comes up. Elvis Andrus base hit to center. You got a shot to see some history when Vlad comes up. He'll be going for 4 home runs in a stretch of 4 at-bats. So hurry up, everybody. Go ahead and buy your hot dogs and bring them on back.
One good thing, though, if you are in the concession line, they got 2 high-def TVs right there, so you will be able to watch it. But I'd rather watch it live.
A toss to first, and Elvis, who does have 11 steals, kind of swan diving back in. Michael Young, who last night overtook Rafael Palmeiro for second on the all-time hit list for this franchise. Michael's hit total now at 1694. Only Pudge Rodriguez ahead of him. There is 1695 for Michael Young. And it's beginning to look like Vlad Guerrero will bat in this inning. First comes Josh Hamilton.
Great opportunity for the Rangers right here. We've got the middle of the order coming up. Nobody out.
And Josh Hamilton would love to join the hit parade here. He's never had a hit against Greinke. 0 for 14 with 7 punch-outs. A little positive karma for Josh last night. A 3-2 changeup. Tied the game at 12. Slowly hit. Greinke's got a cover, and he does get there.
Nice comeback by Butler.
A wipeout by Butler over there. It works like a sacrifice.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous.
Well, the only problem with this now, second and third, first base open. You need to pitch a little more carefully, I guess, to Vlad Guerrero, but as we've seen, this is a man with no strike zone.
Yeah, and I'm sure Greinke was trying to pitch carefully to him the first time up, too. There's no way he was trying to throw that curveball for a strike, and he hung it for a home run. So you can have your choice right here. You can walk him, or you can pitch to him and try not to make a mistake. Greinke's a lot less apt to make a mistake than a normal pitcher, but he's done it once so far.
Of the last 4 pitches to Vlad Guerrero, 3 have ended up as home runs. This is simply a foul. But Vlad has been on the march. Josh Root victimized last night. Of course, Joaquin Soria was victimized last night. Nice catch by Neftali Feliz. And this actually tonight.
Greinke tapped his chest. My fault. I think he knew the minute that ball slipped out of his hand that it wasn't where he wanted it to go.
Sure wasn't Betancourt's fault.
Not that one.
Not on that one. A drive to center, but that's where the fun ends home run wise. It is going to be a sac fly, though. And the Rangers, again, Zach Greinke at 3 already. We're only in the 3rd inning.
Well, you know, Greinke pounded him in with 2 fastballs and actually got that one in on his fists a little bit. Kind of like the pitch that Josh Root threw to him last night, way off the plate, but he keeps his hands in so well and is able to keep the ball. How far inside that ball is? That's got to be 8 inches to a foot inside, and he still hit it far enough to get the sac fly.
Pretty amazing. Albert Pujols still the last player to homer in 4 consecutive at-bats. Vlad's run ends at 3, although that's not an official at-bat, right? That's just a plate appearance because of the sac flies.
Right,
so
it's plate appearance.
Actually, that kind of keeps it hot.
Keeps the RBIs coming, too. That's 2 more. He's up to 25 now.
Yeah, technically, Vlad will be able to try again, since that does not count as an official at bat.
Well, Paul Konerko doesn't drive in a run tonight. Vlad will be tied for second in RBIs.
Doing most of his damage here at home. Now, 12 games into the year, Vlad only had 4 runs batted in. Inside to Kinsler. Well, Greinke had allowed 3 runs in 23 innings. And now he's allowed 3 runs in his last 2. Although only 2 of those are earned. Whoa, come on back, Ian.
Okay, they'll give you another swing to drive in a run.
Larry Vanover calling balls and strikes tonight, ordered Ian back.
A borderline pitch. Could have been a strike inside the zone anyway.
Greinke still only walked 7 batters all year. Kinsler lines it into this nice-sized crowd tonight. Got to be at least 25,000 here. Fireworks after the game. And the baseball savvy are here, not necessarily for the fireworks, but because of the pitching matchup tonight. Not often you get to stare down a reigning Cy Young. In there, and Ian knew it. Strike 3 called. But the Rangers get another RBI from Vlad Guerrero. They've got Zach Greinke's number tonight. It's 3-1 at the end of 3. Opening up this homestand. Got a game tomorrow night at 7:05, and then one Sunday at 2:05. Let's bring in Julie Dobbs.
Yes, Josh, that's right. A couple more games here versus Kansas City this weekend, and a lot of cool promotions going on. The first one is tomorrow night. The first 8,500 fans aged 13 and under will receive this awesome Michael Young red jersey. And that's not it. If you come out Sunday, which is Mother's Day, everybody, bring your mom, and you both will receive this awesome red Texas Rangers tote bag. The first 15,000 fans aged 14 and up will receive this awesome tote bag. If you come Saturday and Sunday, you can put your jersey in your tote bag.
Right on, yeah.
All right,
thank you, Julie.
Back to you, Josh.
I appreciate it. C.J. Wilson deals a strike here to Mike Aviles. The Rangers are off on Monday, and then the Oakland A's come in on Tuesday. So, yeah, you got the Royals here for a couple. You saw the nice giveaway items. And then the team with whom the Rangers are tied for first. It's like that grammar right there?
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
You really concentrated on that.
I'm trying, man. Both the A's and the Rangers are 15 and 14. 3.5 game leads on the Angels and the Mariners. Everybody was picking the Angels and the Mariners to be on top of the Rangers and the A's, but it's exactly the other way around. Little bloop right towards Smoke. Got it. Both the Mariners and the Angels are on big-time losing streaks in action tonight. Seattle's lost 6 straight. The Angels have lost 7 straight.
When you look at streaks, check out the American League East.
Everybody's on a win streak.
4-4-5-4.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, Yankees, Boston, all 4-game win streaks. Toronto, a 5-game win streak, and they can't make up any ground.
Then you look at the bottom of our division, the Angels have lost 7 and Seattle 6.
Seattle's without Milton Bradley. He goes on leave for, they're saying, probably about a week. Could be longer, but not going to be any less than a week as he tries to sort everything out. I don't know about you. I can watch Jason Kendall bat for an hour. Just the way he sets up. Watch his fingers on the bat. It's like he's playing a musical instrument.
CJ's thrown 6 straight balls.
Now make it 7. And Kendall drew the 4-pitch walk back in the second. Kendall's kind of bats stooped over a little bit, like Vlad Guerrero doesn't wear the batting gloves. Not a lot of other similarities, though, with Vlad and Kendall. Kendall averages a home run a year. Vlad had 2 last night. Elvis Andrus waiting for it. And Justin Smoke has got it. 2 up, 2 down. During the month of May, any Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper can be redeemed here at Rangers Ballpark, or you can enter Dr. Pepper as the coupon code at TexasRangers.com. Purchase half-price tickets in many seating areas. Again, a 7:05 game tomorrow. Rich Harden on the mound for the Rangers. Well, he was so good in Oakland that last start. Hopefully he can bring some of that mojo here to North Texas.
If Rich brings that to the party every night, he's going to have a great season.
High fly ball. C.J. Wilson looking at a quick and easy 1-2-3 inning. It's his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. He is out dueling Zach Greinke. Toyota.com, Toyota moving forward. And by Southwest Airlines, go to southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on. Rangers already 3 runs off of Zach Greinke. David Murphy will be followed by Justin Smoke and Matt Trainer this inning. Murphy's going to hoist one towards center. Now, David knows that Nelson Cruz is on track to come back in 5 days, and that'll seriously cut into his playing time. So it's a good time for David to make his at-bats count. And he's got 3 doubles in the last 2 days. Smoke is going to chop one foul over there by Gary Pettis in the first base coaching box. Saw something nice regarding Gary Pettis the other day, Tom. Steve Phillips now writes a column for AOL, and he was asked to put together his all coaching staff. If he could have just one guy at every position. And he said if I had just one pick for outfield instructor, I'd take Gary Pettis.
Well, he'd be an excellent one. He'd also be an excellent choice for base running coach, too. He is terrific with the base runners.
That ball popped just over our heads.
Don't see many up here.
No,
First
we
one
don't.
This year.
Thanks for trying, Justin. Almost in the booth.
I've had one ball up here in 15 years, and I dropped it. Tom Paciorek was right next door and never let me forget it.
The Whimperoo. One of the good guys. Zach Greinke's going to go get this one, and he'll take it himself. Here's the Toyota on the road American League scoreboard. Toyota moving forward. And that's something we've never seen in the last 25 years. A postponed game in Minnesota, because now they're outdoors, of course. It's raining in Cleveland. The Tigers have a 7-6 lead. The Yankees taking it to the Red Sox tonight. And Toronto got a 2-0 win yesterday in Chicago. They're up 2-0 again tonight.
Chicago just cannot hit. Wow.
Pretty stunning. Trainer was a beneficiary of that dropped fly ball by Betancourt, his last at bat. You may know Matt's wife is Misty May Trainer, the volleyball star. Matt reports she is now in Shanghai playing volleyball. It's a 13-hour time difference, so there's not a lot of talking going on between husband and wife these days.
We actually met her before we met Matt.
That's right.
We had her on the air either last year or the year before.
Yep, when she was teamed with Kerry Walsh.
Yep.
Matt says he's still trying to figure out how to use Skype so they can talk to each other over the phone and have it not cost $1 million. To right field. And charging it and grabbing it is DeJesus to end the inning. Rangers down in order. They still lead 3-1. Send your favorite Ranger to this year's All-Star Game. You can vote up to 25 times at TexasRangers.com. Vote early, vote often. "12 pitchers this year going to the All-Star Game, and you don't vote on pitchers. Those are picked by the managers. C.J. Wilson, if this keeps up, well, how cool would that be? He grew up about 5 or 10 minutes from that stadium in Anaheim. Can't have enough lefties, you know. Just saying. There's Betancourt with his second hit of the night. They took a changeup into the hole between third and short last time. And here he singles into right field.
Well, you can get Betancourt to swing at anything. He'll definitely swing at a pitch that's right down the middle of the plate. Might not always hit it that hard, but he'll definitely rip at it.
Pretty surprisingly, the Royals are one of the best hitting teams in the majors right now. There's a bunt attempt. That doesn't go well. Smoke has got it. And David DeJesus in a bit of a slump. And trying to bunt his way aboard, if not bunt the man over. That looked more like bunting for a hit right there.
Yeah, it's not that easy to bunt for a hit with a first baseman holding the runner on. You definitely got to get it by him. But if you get it down, you got a pretty good chance of maybe moving Betancourt to second base, which isn't all bad.
But Sednick popped up a bunt in the third inning. They were talking about Kansas City and the fact that they're hitting well this year. Last year, absolutely not the case. They were dead last in that OPS, that on-base percentage plus slugging percentage stat, at 3 of the 9 positions, DH, right field, and short. They were second to last from center field. And essentially not enough offense and not enough pitching equaled every bit of another losing season. These guys haven't been in the playoffs since winning the '85 World Series, starring Jim Sundberg. A 25-year playoff drought. Had one halfway decent season last decade. Well, they contended for a while. But that decade saw them have the most losses of any team. They had 948 losses in those 10 years, so it's an average of 95 losses a season. They finished a collective 280 games back in what was usually a very winnable AL Central. In there for a strike.
Josh, you want to thank your friend Tracy Seiler for
absolutely
the excellent goodies tonight. A huge plate of peach cobbler and a nice bag of trail mix. Very nice tonight, Tracy. Thank you very much.
Tracy's out of the Chick-fil-A in Louisville.
Yes, she is.
She's a great Ranger fan. CJ missing, 3-2 the count. You got the dangerous Billy Butler on deck. And Podsednik, a tough guy to double up. And let's see if CJ can at least get a ground ball. Betancourt goes, and there's a grab by Michael Young at third. There will be a double play.
Kansas City sitting in some bad luck tonight. Guillen hit a line drive to short with a couple of men on, and now Podsednik, that ball would have been right down the line for probably a run.
They send the runner, and it ends up a double play. It's still 3-1. Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Underway in the bottom of the fifth, and the Rangers have a lead over last year's Cy Young Award winner, Zach Greinke, who's pitched decently tonight, but he's staring down the barrel of an 0-4 start to his season if things don't turn around.
Rangers have had a good night against Greinke. They've had a double, back-to-back singles to start the third. Vlad's home run. Might not be Greinke's best stuff tonight, but even when he's not at his best, he still is one of the best.
Julio Bourbon, who is still working hard trying to make things happen here in 2010. Out early today, Ron Washington working with him. And the art of the bunt. There's a swing, and that's good too. Bourbon looking for a break, makes his own break here. As he'll double, leading things off for the Rangers here in the fifth.
From the fastball in, and Julio had a good swing at it, pulled it past Butler. Julio's had a case of a fly out to left field the last day or two when they throw the ball kind of up and away. That's all he's been able to manage, but that one was in a little bit, and he turned on it. Now Elvis up, and what for him is a try to hit the ball to the right side situation. Butler's way in at first. Callaspo's in at third. They think he might bunt right here. Probably right.
Elvis let it go by. It's 0-1.
This is where if you do bunt it to first too hard, then the first baseman has a chance to charge, pick it, and throw to third. If you bunt it to third, there's no way they can keep the runner from getting to third base. Unless they have the wheel playing on, and they're not going to do that with a man on second. Usually that's first and second, where you have a force out at third.
Elvis drops it down. Greinke's play will be to first base. If you can get yourself in position to score 4 runs against Zach Greinke, you got to take it. And that's just how the Rangers dial it up here. Bunting Bourbon to third. And a man who perennially is outstanding with runners in scoring position coming up, Michael Young.
Well, Elvis continuing to do what he does. Play like a 30-year-old instead of a 22-year-old. All the little things he's doing.
He learned some beautiful lessons from Omar Vizquel last year, one of his heroes growing up. Omar was one of the best bunters in the business for a long time. Elvis now second in the American League in sacrifice bunts, getting that one down. Infield creeping in for Kansas City. And Michael Young's going to make it 4-1. Just twisting it into right field. And the Rangers, who have never done this against Zach Greinke, getting 4 runs in just a little more than 4 innings. And they're riding the good pitching of C.J. Wilson to make it a good night.
Greinke pounded him in kind of in Vladimir territory. And Michael just fisted it inside out of it into right field. That's the one Vlad pulled out of the ballpark yesterday. Different style, but pretty effective for Michael, picking up that RBI.
Hamilton rams one into center field. That'll be caught. And another chance now for Vlad Guerrero to make some history because of a sac fly last time up. Officially, he has still homered in 3 straight at-bats. Can he take it to 4? That's a rare take.
Hard to imagine that Greinke could throw him a fastball for a strike and Vlad doesn't swing at it.
Vlad's talking about it with Larry Vanover, I think. Kind of suggesting the same thing. Vlad appears to be right.
That's probably a pitch Vlad can normally hammer. And you don't see Vlad argue very much, mainly because he never takes a pitch that he can argue anyway.
All right, fine, says Vlad. I'll just slap that one in the right.
He's unbelievable. You throw him a fastball a foot inside, he'll pull it out of the ballpark. You throw him a fastball a few inches outside, and he'll rip it into right field. Look, you don't have fun watching this. He was upset with the ball that was called a strike. That one was farther away from him than the one that was a strike. Called a strike. And that's a bullet into right field.
Those long arms and that big bat, it's just kind of a killer combination. He's also got the want to go out and get that pitch. Two on, two out. Can the Rangers break it wide open here is the question. Kinsler so far 0 for 2. Again, last year at this time, Zach Greinke was 5-0. This year he's 0-3. Although he came in with a sparkling ERA of about 2.2. Three hits and a stolen base for Ian last night, plus some great defense. A much different feel tonight. 13-12 was the final yesterday. First time the Rangers had scored in double digits or allowed in double digits all year. And it happened in the same game. Rangers cranking 4 home runs yesterday. First time in 27 ball games they hit more than 1. And they end up hitting 4. Got 1 tonight from Vlad Guerrero. Kinsler with a grounder. And the Rangers will strand 2 here in the 5th inning, but they do tack on a run. And so far in the Wilson versus Greinke matchup, it's the Rangers leading 4-1.
addition to the red bags being handed out, there will be a lot of pink in the ballpark. You probably noticed I am wearing a pink batting glove, holding my microphone with it. Well, a lot of the Rangers will be playing with select pink stuff, just like this pink batting glove. We also have the pink sweatbands that I'm wearing, and some Rangers will actually be batting with a pink bat. And after the game, those Rangers that bat with the pink bat will sign them and they'll be auctioned off for breast cancer awareness. So a lot of good going on this Sunday. Make sure you come out here and bring your moms. And don't forget, Mother's Day this Sunday. Guys, back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Julie. Yeah, that Mother's Day tradition around baseball, the pink bats. We saw Nelson Cruz win a game with that pink bat a few years ago. A walk-off home run against the Angels. Billy Butler, the batter. And C.J. Wilson with a bare hand will lob the baseball to first.
Fortunately, it wasn't hit very hard. A la Kevin Millwood. Kevin used to do that about once a game. And you get in trouble if it's hit hard, but he jammed him with that really nicely. And I don't think C.J. will have any problems with that.
Just to be sure, Ron Washington, accompanied by assistant athletic trainer Kevin Harmon, out to have a look. Look, it probably got him kind of like in that webbing area between the thumb and the index fingers, what it appears.
Yeah, if you catch it wrong, it doesn't have to be hit that hard. You catch it on the tip of one of your fingers. If you catch it in the palm of your hand, it may sting for a while, but it should be okay.
CJ's tough. He used to sell shirts at Nordstrom's. Back in the day.
Yeah, that makes you tough.
Did I not? No, it's probably not the best correlation I could have come up with there. That was CJ's job at 18 years old. Nordstrom's men's department.
Did you buy a shirt from an 18-year-old CJ?
Jim Palmer did.
Did he?
Yeah, Jim Palmer went in there on an Orioles road trip, and CJ recognized him and just wore him out, asking him about pitching advice.
Okay, kid, I'll buy a shirt. Just leave me alone.
Here's Jose Guillen. Jim Palmer now probably says, I discovered C.J. Wilson. Took him out of Nordstrom's men's department. Kansas City's hit a couple of baseballs hard tonight, but now right now it shows as a 3-hitter for C.J. In on Guillen, who twisted foul. Last year, the Royals' cleanup hitters were awful. They had a .211 batting average from the cleanup position last year.
That's a nice play right there.
Very nicely done. Fouled into this big crowd. Just now starting to get dark, and with the fireworks show for after the game, that's the one thing you're kind of worried about tonight. Two quick workers with C.J. Wilson and Zach Greinke. Would it be dark enough for fireworks?
Good pitch.
Jose Guillen just waving away. That is out number 2.
Guillen's a tough guy to walk as well. He's only walked 4 or 5 times this year. He throws in that cutter, slider, some type of breaking ball way down and out of the strike zone. Got Guillen to chase it.
Well, you got 3 strikeouts for CJ?
I have 2 walks, 3 strikeouts.
That's what I got.
That increases our chances of being right then if we're both on the same page.
I always defer to you, but I always feel real good when I'm right there with you.
Hey, me too, me too.
Towards right field, and Murphy trying to hunt it down. He got it.
He got it. He lost it. He got it.
And an embarrassed little smile running off the field. Had it all the way. 4-1 Rangers. Bottom of the 6th coming. Sonic. The Rangers tonight are hitting for Ruthie Skidmore of Watauga. If a Ranger hits the grand slam this inning, we're giving away $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. The Rangers do have a home run tonight from Vlad Guerrero. They just had a juggling catch from David Murphy to end the top of the 6th inning. And Murphy's going to send this one into left center field. Long run out there into the alley. But Meyer closes in and he's got it. Last night, by the way, we gave away $2,700 in the Sonic Slam inning when Vlad Guerrero did that. Vlad had a 2-home run night last night. He's got one more tonight.
I feel like Justin's going to stay hot. I'm going to go for the call, even though it's Zach Greinke pitching.
It's a bold call.
It is. You got to be bold sometimes.
That power stroke is emerging for Justin. 3 homers in his last 8 games. He had a great scoop last night, too, over there at first base. That's something that he's really struggled with a little bit. And Ron Washington being very hands-on, trying to give him a couple pointers on how to hold on to a baseball when it's in the dirt. Well, you didn't get your call, Tag, but you did get a single.
Yeah. Ron was talking about this before the game and what they've been working on. He felt like on some of the attempts to scoop the ball, his glove really wasn't open wide enough. And they're just concentrating on him opening his hand to make the glove a little bit bigger. And the ball, therefore, has a little more room to find it. And he made a beautiful play last night. Ron feels watching him work over there, he's going to get better and better at that. And won't be any kind of a problem for him.
To this day, Ron Washington, at 58 years old, you get the sense there's nothing he loves more than connecting with a young player when it comes to defense. Just giving him a little nuance, a little something to work on.
Well, that's what he did with Oakland, and he had a lot of success out there with their infielders. Eric Chavez gave him one of his gold gloves, as a matter of fact. Felt like that was the main reason he was able to accomplish that, was the work that Ron did with him. Mark Ellis at second base, another guy Ron has worked with.
Rangers right now tied with those Oakland A's for first in the AL West. The A's tonight will be hosting the best team in baseball record-wise. Tampa Bay is 21-7. That is David Price going for the Rays tonight. Angels at the Mariners. That means somebody's losing streak is coming to an end. Inside the trainer. Jared Weaver's going to get the ball for the Angels tonight against Felix Hernandez.
Well, the Angels will see Felix tonight, and I guess it'll probably be who? Doug Fister.
Yep.
Oh, that's the order we saw him in anyway.
When Seattle plays in Milwaukee, what hotel do you think Doug Fister will stay at?
I think he'll be at the Fister.
It'd be pretty funny if he was at the Hyatt, though. That's the great, grand old hotel in
He will
downtown
spell
Milwaukee.
it differently, though, than the hotel.
Yes, the P is silent in Fister. Like the T in aquarium. Line to third. And Callaspo's got it. 2 out in the inning. Bourbon will come up next. Well, a little bit earlier you heard Julie Dobbs talk about it. And we'll remind you that on Mother's Day, the first 15,000 fans, 14 and older, get that Mother's Day reusable bag courtesy of JCPenney. Call 972-RANGERS or go to TexasRangers.com to make sure you've got your tickets to take Mom to the ball game. Or have Mom take you to the ball game. Frankly, we don't care which way you do it. Just love to have you here. Into right field for Bourbon again. That's twice he's been able to solve Greinke now. Smoke takes a turn and goes to third. That's got to be a great feeling for Bourbon, who was 3 for his last 22. And now 2 for 2 against Greinke the last 2 innings.
Yeah, he hit a fastball last time up. This time it was a curveball. Looked like a pretty good curveball down. Middle of the plate, but down in the strike zone. And Julio waited on that and pulled it into the hole. Nine hits for the Rangers in less than 6 innings.
That is a ton against Greinke. That one scrapes the outside corner to Andrews.
It's the most hits Greinke's given up in a game this year. He gave up 8 hits and 4 runs to the Red Sox in his second start.
Fly ball to right. David DeJesus has got it. And the Rangers strand a couple, but they lead Mr. Greinke and the Royals tonight 4-1. See what's new from AT&T. Visit AT&T for details. It's the Rangers 4, the Royals 1. As we go to the back third of the ball game already, and C.J. Wilson to Mike Aviles for a strike. Now, C.J. Wilson last time out needed 114 pitches. That got him through 6 innings in Seattle. He was through 6 innings at about 70 pitches tonight. Inside to Aviles. Well, he's been twisting up those righties tonight.
It's made good pitches to Aviles tonight.
Only 3 hits for Kansas City. 2 of them were in the 3rd inning. That's when they got their run. Yuniesky Betancourt has 2 of those 3 Kansas City hits. Off the end of the bat. That'll render Aviles 0 for 3. Well, CJ just looking so comfortable. And again, on this mound last year, he gave up only 3 runs in 40 innings. He's given up 1 run tonight. ERA has gone down slightly. Tough to have your ERA go down when you come in at 1.65.
Sure is.
CJ has accomplished that tonight. The other thing that you love with the bullpen obviously having gotten so much work in yesterday. CJ's at a point in the game here, a pitch count, where you're not real worried quite yet about scrambling those guys. Neftali Feliz had the save yesterday, pitching a 1-2-3 ninth. How about Frankie Francisco getting another decision? He's now 4-3.
I think Frankie would have preferred not to get a decision last night, but since he got one, he's glad it's a W.
Off the end of the bat in a center base hit for Jason Kendall. The ball not exactly smoked. The Royals needing base runners, they've got one. Rich Harden goes for the Rangers tomorrow, and then Scott Feldman on Sunday. The Rangers throwing 2 lefties in a row against Kansas City, and then 2 righties. Matt Harrison started yesterday. Matt retired 9 of the first 10 he faced in that game, but then pitching with an 8-0 lead, he began to struggle.
Yeah, and I think Matt felt like that long inning caused him to stiffen up a little bit. Had a slight bout of tendonitis. He'd thrown 127 pitches the time before that. Just really couldn't find his rhythm after that long wait in the bottom of the third. The Rangers scored 6 runs in the bottom of the third, and it took a while. Boy, before that, he was right on with all his pitches, commanding both sides of the plate with all his pitches.
Ground ball, and Smoke has got it. He'll unload. There's one. The return on to first is not in time. CJ takes a tumble.
That's a tough play, but CJ got over there and was in position. Meyer runs, playing center field, runs pretty well. Might have turned it on a lesser runner. Play by Justin. Good, strong, accurate throw. Gives Elvis a chance to get rid of it.
And now the guy who strangely has been the toughest out for CJ tonight, Yuniesky Betancourt. That's better. 6-4 fielder's choice. And C.J. Wilson is beating Zach Greinke at the stretch. It is 4-1. Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota moving forward. Great night for baseball here in Arlington, and the Rangers rewarding a nice-sized crowd with a crisply played 4-1 lead. A bottom of the 7th inning on approach, and Zach Greinke still on the mound for Kansas City. It's going to be Young, and then Hamilton, and then the amazing Vlad Guerrero. I got to imagine, I haven't been to the gift shop lately, Tom, but I would imagine it's tough to keep those number 27 jerseys in stock right now.
Probably right.
Michael Young, line shot. There's actually a number 27 jersey sitting right below us, but it's a Frank Catalanato number 27 jersey. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
No. The handsome Burchett family is here. Matt, Scott, Brett.
Of the Garland Burchetts?
Fortunately, they all three look like their mom and not their dad. Dave Burchett, our esteemed director.
Sometimes just our steamed director.
Sometimes he gets steamed at us.
Not us. We follow directions perfectly. All the time.
We try to.
We try. We have every good intention of doing that. Two 2-0 pitch, Greinke to Hamilton. And Josh, who has never had a hit against Greinke, I'm sure just very happy to be up here. 3-0 actually the count. Taken all the way, 3-1.
I don't think Greinke's had his best fastball tonight. Most of his fastballs have been around 90 miles an hour. I think when he's really feeling it and tuning it up, it's more like 92, 94-ish with occasionally something a little higher than that.
Hamilton draws a walk. Texas Ranger Baseball on TX AT 21 once again brought to you by Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com today. Toyota is moving forward. And Zach Greinke will stay out there to face Vlad Guerrero, who's had another huge night. Home run, sac fly, and a single. Got 2 sac flies and 3 homers in 2 days. Back into the crowd of 29,000 plus tonight. First pitch of the second inning. There it went. There he goes down the left field line. It's curling. Foul. Boy, another scorched baseball.
Just wasn't quite able to keep that fair, but it wasn't that far from being fair.
And with a count of 0-2, I don't know if I've ever seen this. On 0-2, here comes the pitching coach. Here's Bob McClure.
I think he's going to make sure Greinke's okay. He's at 101 pitches.
Greinke, if you know his story a little bit, it's really quite something. I mean, this was a guy who was a top-flight prospect, suffered through a 17-loss season. Talked about wanting to either hang it up or trade out to play shortstop instead. Didn't want to be a pitcher anymore, and in fact left baseball entirely for a while, dealing with some social anxiety disorder and depression. He worked his way back, won a Cy Young last year. Rangers have done okay against reigning Cy Young winners the last couple of seasons. When CC Sabathia had won it in 07, the Rangers beat him twice in 08. And the Rangers beat Cliff Lee on opening day last year. Runner goes, and swinging at one in the dirt is Vlad Guerrero. Josh Hamilton, though, is down to second base.
Well, the only surprise there is that he didn't hit it.
No kidding. Looks like McClure went out there and told him just bounce one out in front of the plate. He might swing at it, and that's what happened. I've got Kyle Farnsworth ready in the bullpen, but they'll stick with Greinke here to face Kinsley, who is 0 for 3 tonight. White Sox have rallied, by the way. They've tied the Blue Jays 3-3 tonight. You know who's having a nice year for them is Alex Rios, hitting 300 now, and he's got a home run tonight, number 5.
Against his old teammates.
Yep.
Rios, Konerko's having a pretty good year.
Very few.
Don't know who else is on that team, though.
They've benched Gordon Beckham now.
Have they?
Yep.
Wow.
Not going well at Fenway as they sing Sweet Carolina, heading to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees 10 and the Red Sox 2. The Yankees will make it 5 in a row, get to 20-8. Boston will drop to 15-15. Tigers and Indians still in a rain delay. They're trying to go to the 5th. Detroit 7, Cleveland 6. Miguel Cabrera home run number 8.
That was David Huff starting for Cleveland. He hasn't beaten anybody since he pitched that gem against the Rangers early in the year.
That's right.
He was terrific that day.
If the Rangers are able to win this one, we're going to be able to say, Tom, that in the month of May, and this month is only 7 days old, the Rangers will have one game started by Felix Hernandez, Cliff Lee, and Zach Greinke.
That'd be pretty good. And so far this year, the best of the bunch has been Doug Fister.
And they beat him, too.
They won the game that he pitched, too.
And right at the end of April, they beat Mark Burley and Jake Peavy.
Yeah, that's right.
Because why, when, Trevor Cahill shuts you out, it's just like, what?
Well, someday Trevor Cahill may be one of those guys. Promising young kid.
Yeah, he's only 22.
And he seems to have the style pitching that gives the Rangers some fits. He pitched a good game against them last year. He throws a good sinker and a good slider. And he just did a nice job of keeping the ball out of the hitting zone. Well, he pitched 5 innings in that game, but was effective.
The 3-2. Taken, and it's strike 3 called. That could be the last act for Zach Greinke. At the end of 7, it is 4-1. Of the game, don't forget shophonda.com. David Murphy juggling catch. Helping C.J. Wilson, who's got a 4-hitter going right now. We go to the 8th inning. And David DeJesus will be followed by Scott Podsednik here, 2 lefties against C.J. And the Rangers do have a righty getting ready in the bullpen. That ball fading in on DeJesus, who can only manage to foul it. It's Chris Ray getting ready for the Rangers out there. It was not a good effort collectively for that Ranger bullpen yesterday. But the Rangers won the game 13-12. Chopper, Kinsler's got to wait. That's a tough play right there.
Right, it's a tricky hop. Do you charge it or do you wait back on it? If it's slowly hit, you can't wait back on it because DeJesus is a good runner, but it was a fairly hard hit ball. And so Ian waits back and with his strong arm makes the play. That was a good day for CJ to give Ron Washington some innings. The way the bullpen's been used, and the Rangers played a number of consecutive games, and they've played a lot of close games. They've won a lot of games, which means on the road you're playing that 9th inning a lot of the times. They've played extra innings, so the bullpen's had a lot of work over the last couple of weeks.
Opposite field drive by Podsednik, sending Hamilton back and back some more. He's got it. Knocks that chin right up against the wall after he's done.
CJ's got an outside chance at a complete game.
He sure does. He's already in uncharted territory for him, Tom, pitching in an 8th inning. Well, as a starter, he pitched a lot of 8th innings as a reliever last year.
He's had 6 starts, and he's pitched at least 7 innings in 3 of them. Every one of them's been a quality start. So the guy that's gone from the bullpen to the rotation hasn't pitched less than 6 innings in any of his 6 starts, and he's pitched at least 7 in 3 of them.
Looking like a 6th consecutive quality start. That would tie Kevin Brown, the only Ranger to have done that in the last 20 years, to start out with 6 of those in a row.
CJ had his high pitch count of the season in his last start, 114. He's at 91 right now.
Still got a top 3 ERA in the American League, too. Boy, he's just dealing right now.
Nice cutter right there. What he's been able to do is go from one side of the plate to the other. Sink it away to the right-hander and then cut it on the inside corner.
He's retired 11 of the last 12. Working on a 4-hitter. This is a Kansas City team that scored a dozen runs last night. Rangers scoring twice in the 2nd, once in the 3rd, and once in the 5th tonight. KC got 1 in the 3rd, and that's it. On the ground to short, Elvis Andrus has got it. Boy, this starting thing, C.J. Wilson was absolutely right. He can do this, huh? Rangers 4 and the Royals 1. Tonight, CXA 21 North Texas Honda dealer of the game is Huggins Honda of North Richland Hills. Visit them in North Richland Hills or log on to HugginsHonda.com. More than 29,000 Ranger fans here tonight watching that pitcher's duel between C.J. Wilson and Zach Greinke. Wilson has outdueled Greinke. And now it is no longer old Greinke out there for Kansas City. That is the hard-throwing Kyle Farnsworth who will take over now. Get a look at C.J. who's working on the four-hitter.
Yeah, the bullpen is quiet right now. Chris Ray is obviously warmed up. It's a save situation right now. And so by the looks of it, you don't see Felice throwing unless Chris Ray is going to come in and pitch the ninth to try for the save. Maybe C.J. is going back out, try to get himself a complete game. No Ranger is better conditioned than he is.
.96 pitches for C.J. right now. I might just give him that shot anyway. See how it goes after a batter. And the menacing Kyle Farnsworth to Murphy. Farnsworth looks a lot more like a pro wrestler than he does a baseball player, even though he wears those glasses. Got 6% body fat. All tattooed up. Murphy rolling one to second base. Out number one in the bottom of the eighth.
First baseman,
Kyle Farnsworth had his tries with the Tigers and with the Yankees. And the Cubs, too. Justin Smoke with a ground ball. Farnsworth over to cover, 2 out. Smoke has extended his hitting streak though tonight, has it to 7. And the batter is going to be Matt Trainer, who's been such a valuable guy for the Rangers this year, even though the batting average is down. He stepped in there when Teagarden and Saltalamacchia were struggling. Both of those guys, of course, at AAA now. And as John Daniels told the media yesterday, he has saved our bacon.
That's a couple line drives tonight. They've both been caught. Lined out to third, lined out to right. But had an effective pop-up to shortstop in the second inning. Betancourt dropped it. Rangers scored a run.
No idea how much that really factored in or not, Tom, but I mean, just guessing, you know, you get that extra run to work with. CJ gives up a run in the third. It's not 1-1, it's 2-1. You still got the lead. Trainer down on strikes. Anyway, now it is 4-1, and yes, CJ still has the lead. Will he be able to bring it all the way in for the Texas Rangers? Reminder, tomorrow night, the Michael Young red jersey to the first 8,500 fans, 13 and under. Go to TexasRangers.com. Make sure you've got your tickets. Well, C.J. Wilson technically has a complete game this year, Tom, but that was a 6-inning rain-shortened one in New York. And
that's right. That's the only one the Rangers have.
Yeah, I mean, but this one would really feel like what a complete game is supposed to be when you go 9. And he's going to get that opportunity anyway. He's now at 96 pitches. And he's got to go through 4, 5, 6 in his batting order, leading 4-1.
And Darren Oliver and Neftali are warming up in the bullpen. So Ron's going to give him a chance, but it's still a close game. And he's not going to take any chances. He's going to have Darren warmed up if there's a lefty to face, and he's got Neftali in case you got to have someone to come in and close out the ball game.
Guillen's hit the ball hard against him a couple times. CJ's actually handled the next two guys fairly easily, Cayaspo and Aviles. But Guillen might be his toughest challenge here. Chop ball. Elvis Andrus deep in the hole. Is going to spin and fire.
Wow. Justin Smoke did a tap dance over on first base. He went in back of the bag to touch it with his right leg, then came back to get the ball and touched it with his other leg. What a play.
I don't know if I've ever seen a first baseman do that. There's a great scissor kick and throw. And he did. He went from one foot to the other right across the bag in time.
What a throw.
And then got the leg out of there before he got spiked.
That's some fancy footwork right there. But none of it's possible without Elvis.
CJ appreciates
it. Smile at that one.
Oh, man. Now Cayaspo taken outside. The Royals are 1 for their last 19.
That's just a big out. Lead off out. Get that big one in the 9th inning. Not quite as big as the last one, but nice one to get. Keep that leadoff hitter off of base.
Now, CJ's just got to make sure he doesn't get too pumped up right now. I mean, he can see the finish line. Little past 100 pitches now. If he can't bring it all the way in, he'll leave to an unbelievable ovation. CJ would rather have the handshake, so right out there on the mound. Cayaspo, base hit in the left center. And CJ got behind 3-1. Still in a position where a double play can end the ball game. Mike Maddox out there just for a little how do you do right here. Other than the 6-inning complete game this year, the last complete game for C.J. Wilson, 2001 is a Savannah Sand Gnat single A ball.
Good chance that was a 7-inning game.
Look at that, not a single inning where he's needed more than 16 pitches. That was a concern about C.J. Wright. If he was going to be a starter, he had to make sure that the 20-25 pitch innings weren't showing up. And they have not tonight. There's a strike.
Kansas City taking a strike all the way.
Takes another. It's 1-2.
If C.J. gets Aviles, I think Ron will give him a chance to pitch to Kendall. If he doesn't get Aviles, I think it's his last hitter.
Aviles pops it in the air to right. 2 down in the 9th inning for C.J. Wilson. We said it back in spring training. It's the ultimate example of putting your money where your mouth is. He wanted the opportunity to start. He asked for it, politely but firmly. The Rangers said, all right, let's try it. He's got a chance for a complete game win over Zach Greinke and the Royals. Strike one. Runner goes, and it's slowly hit up the line at third. It's foul, and C.J. now is a strike away. Complete game for C.J. Wilson.
Well, he makes the last pitch a good one. It throws a cutter and gets a contact hitter to swing and miss for his 4th strikeout.
And a rare show of emotion at the end for C.J. Wilson. Setup man for most of the year last year, closer when he was needed, and now, would you believe, the ace of the staff. Rangers 4, Royals 1. They have beaten